The metal door creaks as it flies open from the hands of a petite, well-dressed woman, rushing in with folders pressed against her chest. Her maroon-colored lipstick and black cat-eye frames announced she was fashionable and perhaps well-paid, which was a good sign. As our heels clanked across the wooden floor, I had a change of heart. This didn't seem like the place I belonged. As she continued to get settled in, I stood and grabbed my sweater from the back of my seat. Avoiding eye contact with everyone, I fixed my mouth to say, "I'm sorry, but I can't stay," but was intercepted by the therapist. Coherently and unapologetically, she spoke. "Forgive me for running late. I couldn't get my husband off of me," she said. Wait, what? Did the therapist greet us with personal information? About herself? Maybe I will stay after all. I repositioned my sweater and made myself comfortable, eager to hear what she was going to say next. "Allow me to start by asking you all this question. Are you open to sharing your deepest, darkest, and most liberating sexual encounters with the people you see in this room?" The room fell silent. We all looked around at each other with skepticism. Crickets in the window, music from cars passing by, and chatter from the hallways filled as whispers in the room as it remained on pause. "I urge you to answer my question honestly, as it is important for you to be successful in this class. My name is Dr. Bartley, and I'm here to help you help yourself." She looked around the room, assessing us from what I could gather. No one had found their voice to answer her question, and as the silence continued, she began writing in her notebook, looking up at us from the rim of her glasses. "I'm going to assume those who have remained seated are responding yes, yes? Okay then, let's get started. You with the mirror," she said, pointing to the girl I nicknamed Miss Look at Me. "Me?" she asked, tapping on her designer shoes. Her heavy, lined eyes looked confused, and her caramel face had a bit of fear written on it suddenly. "Yes, you. You are primping in the middle of the day. Why?" the doctor questioned. "Don't you want to know my name first?" she asked. "We'll get to names a little later. Right now I'm interested in knowing why you are staring at yourself in the middle of the day, in a class for people who are sexually frustrated, no less." Because you never know who you're going to meet," replied Mirror Girl. "Did you plan on meeting someone to impress in here?" Dr. Bartley asked. "Maybe." "And how about you?" Dr. Bartley pointed her pin towards me. "What about me?" I asked, looking her in the eye, past the glass on her ebony frames. "I saw you getting ready to leave as I walked in. Tell me why." "I had second thoughts about staying," I firmly replied, refusing to allow her to bully me into submission like the first two women. "May I ask why?" "I don't think I belong in here," I sassed. "So why did you sit back down?" "Honestly, when you blurted out you couldn't get your husband off of you, I was intrigued. That was one hell of a way to enter a room," I said, causing a stir. "Your response tells me you are interested in other people's lives. Am I right?" I wouldn't use those words exactly. I just found what you said to be very honest, you know? I have never met a person bold enough or unafraid to enter a room as their true self. Nowadays, everyone's either faking it or trying to be something they're not. I explained with surprising support from the room. The girl I labeled as Lady Chatterley sat opposite of me, humming in agreeance, catching the eye of Dr. Bartley. "You appear to have something to add. What brings you here?" "A former attendee recommended I sit in on one of your sessions," she answered. "Do you often take advice from unlicensed professionals?" "I beg your pardon?" Lady Chatterley scoffed. "What I'm asking you is, where is your own mind, your own train of thoughts? Where is your courage to do what you think you should be doing? Don't worry, we will work on those factors in the weeks to come." I read the room. Of 7 attendees, 3 sat in their chairs with expressions of enthusiasm on their faces. The possible couple were having a conversation with their eyes, and Lady